Do you ever look at somebody who naturally makes friends everywhere they go and wonder what is it about them that makes them so outgoing? Whether it's at school, at work, or in social situations, there always seems to be one person who just knows everybody. And even in situations where they don't know anybody, they naturally make conversation and turn strangers into friends. If this is a skill that you want to develop, stick around. In this video, we're going to be covering how to become more outgoing. I'm going to be covering 3 different mindsets for how to strike up conversations and make friends anywhere you go, and what those mindsets look like in practice. Now, the first mindset to keep in mind if you want to become more outgoing is this: focus on creating a friendly environment for everyone around you. You might be thinking that in order to make friends or become more outgoing, you have to be the center of attention. You need to be the most interesting or entertaining person in the room. Well, that's not always necessarily the case. You don't have to be a social butterfly or the center of attention in order to be outgoing and make friends. In fact, the people that I've seen that are the most naturally outgoing tend to bring other people out of their shell. They make friends everywhere they go, not because they tell crazy stories or they hog the spotlight, but rather because they encourage other people to contribute and to participate. They're not necessarily always the most boisterous or the loudest people in the room, but they are the ones that are encouraging other people to participate in the conversation and making sure other people have a chance to express themselves. Naturally outgoing people worry less about impressing people and more with making sure that other people feel engaged. Sure, they don't want to make a fool of themselves, they're just as nervous about being awkward or saying something wrong, but they're more concerned with making sure everybody feels included. If you want to break out of your shell and be that person that people naturally gravitate towards, shift your focus from your own personal experience that you're having to making sure you're creating a friendly environment for everyone around you. When you shift your goal to something external or a bigger purpose, like making sure everybody in the room feels included, it's easier to get out of your own head and to overcome that fear of saying something awkward or feeling embarrassed. Plus, when you focus on making sure other people feel included, it makes you more approachable than if you're just sitting in the corner concerned about yourself. People naturally gravitate towards other people who make them feel included and cared about and appreciated. Think about it right now. Who in your life do you know who's really good at engaging people around them? I know for me, I had this coworker back in my corporate job when I worked in corporate America that was amazing at including other people, and I try to think of her when I'm in a new situation when I'm meeting new people at work. Let me know in the comments below who that person is for you, and keep them in mind as we go through the rest of these mindsets. The second mindset to adopt if you want to become more outgoing is this: be proactive. Don't be afraid to initiate or to break the ice. Now, if you're worried about being awkward or looking stupid, just know this: most people around you are just as worried about looking stupid or feeling awkward as you are. So they're actually relieved when somebody includes them in a conversation most of the time or breaks the ice. Just think about it. Have you ever been in a situation where you're in a social situation and you don't know anybody in the room and somebody strikes up a conversation with you? Weren't you relieved that you weren't alone by yourself anymore, that you had a friendly face to talk with? I don't know about you, but I'm always grateful when somebody else breaks the ice first. Be that person for others. Make the first move. Yeah, it might be uncomfortable at first, but with any other skill, the more you practice, the more comfortable you become at it. And with the added bonus that every time you practice, you increase the chance of making other people around you comfortable. So it's a win-win-win all around. Most of the time, when you break the ice, you're doing everyone around you a favor too. My go-to ways of breaking the ice are embarrassingly simple. 99% of the time, I either start with a genuine compliment about something I noticed about the person or an observation about my surroundings. And I try to always follow up with a question to give the other person a lead that they can follow. So give a genuine compliment on something that you've observed. At the gym, this might be, hey, nice shoes. I've been meaning to try that brand for a while. How do you like them? In class, this could be, hey, that's a cool planner. Where'd you get it? If somebody's wearing a shirt from a band you like, you can go, hey, that's an awesome shirt. Did you see that band when they were in town? People often express themselves through what they wear, so a really easy way to break the ice is by complimenting someone on the piece of their clothing and just asking where they got it. One of my favorite coworkers from my old job when I was in corporate America, most of our project calls were virtual, so they were all Zoom calls. And she was really great about pointing out when somebody had like a funny, interesting, or pretty profile picture. So she'd say something like, hey, that's a really pretty background in your profile picture. Where'd you take it? Just make sure that whatever compliment that you're giving is genuine and you actually like the thing that you're pointing out. When a compliment doesn't feel natural, go with an observation about your surroundings. This doesn't have to be real fancy. To be honest, most of my conversation starters aren't even conversation starters. They're just me verbalizing my inner dialogue out loud. In this case, I'll normally make the observation, give the other person a chance to respond, and then I'll follow up with a question to continue to engage them. Man, that workout was hard. I can't believe the coach is making us do so many burpees. Yeah, man, that was a really hard one. I'm gonna be sore for days. Did you do the one last Tuesday? Hey, it looks like we have some nice weather coming up for the weekend. Oh yeah, I hadn't checked. That's really good to know. Yeah, 70 degrees and sunny the whole time. Do you have any plans? Man, the host of this party always does a great job with the food. Oh my god, right? How do you know Lisa? Everyone always makes fun of talking about the weather, but you know what? You don't have to get super fancy in order to get your foot in the door. Give a genuine compliment, make a somewhat relevant observation, and most importantly, follow it up with a question. Help the other person by giving them a lead that they can follow. Most people are just flattered to be included in the conversation, so it usually doesn't take much for someone to latch on and continue to engage with you. The next mindset to adopt is this: practice being curious about other people. Have you ever had a conversation where you realized halfway through that you've been doing most of the talking because you're so afraid of having an awkward silence? Or maybe you're someone that avoids starting conversations altogether because you don't want to be the center of attention. The best way to combat this is to develop a genuine curiosity about other people. Practice getting curious about what other people's lives and experiences are like. Think of it this way. No matter how smart you are, no matter how experienced or old you are, you have no way of knowing everything in the world. Every single person that you meet, no matter what their age, their job, their whatever demographic is, they know something that you don't. Whether that might be a perspective, that might be an experience or knowledge that they've gained. Make it your mission to find out what that thing is and to learn about other people. So why should you want to learn about other people? Because it's fun. It's literally psychologically fun for us to learn. We as humans love learning, and I'm not talking about formal education. I'm talking about the novelty of learning new ideas or things that we previously didn't. Our brains love that shit. We get hits of dopamine every time we get information that's novel or unique in some way. It's literally exciting. And just think, every person that you come across has something that you can potentially learn from. Practice getting out of your head and stepping into someone else's world for a minute. Next time you're at a workout class, get curious about the person next to you. I wonder how long they've been coming to this class. I wonder how they learned about this gym. I wonder if they've tried any other type of exercise or any other classes. I wonder if they have a favorite coach or what time they usually come. Then when there's a good moment, take initiative, give a genuine compliment or make an observation, and follow it up with a question. Once the conversation gets going, see what you can learn about the other person. Remember, your questions don't have to make you look super smart or put together. They don't have to be complicated. They're just opportunities you're giving for the other person to share their own experiences and ideas. Now, once you've chatted for a little bit, if the conversation is going well, ask them for their name. My go-to is, "I'm Tally, by the way. What was your name?" And I literally do this weird hand thing where I stick it out because I'm going to shake someone's hand. I do this every single time I meet a new person. Again, doesn't have to be super complicated. Woohoo! Nice job! You've met a new person. If you guys really hit it off, you have a lot in common, you really click, you can always ask if they want to grab coffee or happy hour or go work out together or whatever. But even if you don't become super close, which is what happens most of the time anyway, that's one more friendly face that you know. That just makes life a little bit better for everybody around you. And you'll feel more confident knowing that you help make the space a little friendlier for everyone besides yourself, including the person that you just talked to. Remember, when it comes to becoming outgoing and making friends, your mindset matters more than anything in particular that you say. So focus on creating a friendly environment for everyone around you. Be proactive, don't be afraid to take initiative or break the ice, and practice getting curious about other people and asking questions. You got this.